Okay, so this man called Choice got issues posted in the marriage advice subreddit saying advice needed, is this sexist? The post was removed. The mod said it's not a request for advice. All right, let's look at this post because someone did capture the post because they must have known that this post was going to be pulled. Okay, he says, "Hi all. I posted the below in another marriage subreddit. It got removed within 5 minutes for being sexist. I'm a 53-year-old man and I have no idea why anyone would say that. So I thought I'd ask you all and see what you think. I see a lot of posts in here from wives who want to leave the father of their children because he's not on top of taking care of the kids, household chores, etc., and they are exhausted. Then a bunch of other people support that decision because, heaven forbid, life can be hard sometimes, and it's easier to blame your husband than actually fix the situation. All of these people telling you to divorce your husband don't have to live out this decision. And by your own post, many of you do not sound attractive from a personality standpoint for most single men to be interested in you. Nagging, judgmental, complaining about your husband on Reddit for validation, saying he is a child, and more. So let me give you actual advice. Now, keep in mind, he said advice needed. So he's asking for advice, but then he's actually just giving some advice. Number one, women notice things men don't. Many of you say he did this wrong, he did that wrong, but you aren't saying he isn't doing them, just doing them incorrectly. Most men would be out of their depth with smaller children, especially with a mother who is constantly judging their performance. Imagine, for example, you had to change the oil in your car with a judgmental husband standing over your shoulder, critiquing every mistake you make for years. Number two, men need lists. We prioritize different things than women do, and remember, different things. Sorry, but household chores is nowhere near the top. But it would be for a mother. There is a reason honeydew list works. If a man had a checklist, which only takes you a minute to make, located in an area a man would see things easily. Bathroom mirror, for example, that he would have to check off tasks, he would be more productive and efficient. Number three, if your husband doesn't know how to do something that you do know how to do, make a short video showing him how to do each thing. Takes 5 minutes, and he can refer back to it over and over without you nagging him or not remembering. Also, removes the excuse, I don't know how. Number four, if other than your complaining about what he does or doesn't do, he's a good guy, treats people well, has a big heart, people who know him love him, etc., you are crazy if you think that you can find a guy with similar qualities that would also love your with the same depth that you do. Crazy. Most single men don't even want to raise another man's kids, but out of those, how many would love the kids like their father? None. Love you putting the kids first. None. You are going to nitpick your way to hell. Number five, be grateful. Kids are only young once, and when they start challenging your authority or even outright hating you, which they will if you break up their family, especially with a good dad, it'll be your husband who will have the connection with them that you do not to keep them on the right path. There is a difference between how you two relate to the children, and you will need him. Number six, don't listen to these stupid people who completely ignore or dismiss the positive traits about your man. They are trauma bonding with you, and you don't need anyone else telling you how hard life is and it's his fault. This is a temporary moment. Do what you need to do to make it as easy as possible. Number seven, more nookie with your husband. Some of you are not having hook nookie with your husband because you are frustrated with having to do more around the house or have more responsibility with the kids than he does? Jesus, your answer to that is withholding it. Is that a successful strategy? He won't do what I want. Even though he is attractive to me, I'm going to make myself unattracted to him until he does what I want, when I want, and how I want. I guarantee, I guarantee isn't. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Some woman is going to take your man away from you if you don't get your head out of your rear. Lastly, don't have any more kids if all you're going to do is make yourself more important than their father. You aren't, and no amount of dishwashing, laundry folding, diaper changing, school dropping off, vacuum, or complaining is going to change that. Kids know who they like, and it changes constantly as they get older. You will never be the favorite all the time, nor the best parent all the time. Be good to the kids by being good to their father. So, what do you think? Am I the sexist? Oh, man, there's a lot to unpack, but what I do see is that these men do notice that women are just like, mm-mm, we're tired of this. And he listed it out. They know what they need to do because he created a list. Now, if only they could create a list to actually do things around the house without being prompted. If only they could, like, I don't even need to like go one by one down these bullet points, but they're not as clueless as we think they are. They just don't want to do the work that is needed to like be a fully functioning adult in the household. They want to be treated like their kids, but they're not. So the OP says that women should be providing all of the primary care while simultaneously diminishing ourselves so as to not make ourselves more important than the father. Totally makes sense. This person says, I would really like to know which part of the pregnancy process makes the woman pay attention to cleanliness of the house, because if it's a hormone of some kind, maybe men need to take one so they go, oh, my shower is covered in black mold. Maybe I should do something about it. This person says, yeah, I didn't know you didn't have to do household chores unless you're a mother. I have been working way too damn hard my entire life. I'm just going to leave it there. Most of the people are being sarcastic because, yes, this man is definitely a sexist. And no, we're not going to be paying attention to this. And yes, we can hold these men accountable for their lack of participation in the household. And if someone takes this person who is more like an energy drain, is it really, really taking something of value? There, you guys let me know what you think. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share. I think this is a great discussion question. A woman says, am I the a hole for refusing to donate my kidney to my dying sister because she bullied me throughout my childhood and never apologized? I want to just first say sometimes your first bullies are within your own household. Some are your some of your first bullies are your relatives, and you go out into the world to find some sanctuary when you should have sanctuary at home. So just off the bat, no, you're not the a-hole. Anyways, she says, hey everyone, throwaway account for obvious reasons. She's 28. She says, I'm in a really tough spot right now and need some honest opinions. My sister, who's 30, has been battling kidney failure for the past year, and her doctors have informed us that she urgently needs a transplant to survive. Here's the thing, growing up, my sister made my life a living hell. She constantly belittled me, called me names, and even physically bullied me. It was relentless, and it left me with deep emotional scars that I carry to this day. Despite all the pain that she caused me, I've tried to forgive her and move on, but she's never once apologized or shown any remorse for her actions. Now, with her life hanging in the balance, my family is pressuring me to donate one of my kidneys to her. They say it's the only chance she has and that I would be heartless to refuse. But I can't shake the feeling of resentment towards her. Why should I sacrifice a part of myself for someone who never showed me an ounce of kindness or compassion? I know it sounds selfish, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Am I the a hole for refusing to donate my kidney to my dying sister because of our troubled past? Ooh, y'all go ahead and weigh in on this one. But I don't, yeah, y'all go ahead and weigh in on this one. This person says, as a former donor, you have to pass a series of medical tests. The most important test is the psychological test. Considering your feelings and the pressure from your family, it is highly unlikely you would pass. Okay, not OP, but curious. If a patient came for testing and said they didn't want to, would the doctor report that or just say they aren't a compatible donor? Edit to add, thanks to everyone who answers so thoroughly. I've seen this situation pop up a lot and always wondered if there was a way to get family off your back easily. I'll never personally be in this situation because no one would want my bits, but I was curious. Someone says the doctor would inform the family that the patient was not a compatible donor. Coercion is considered a form of incompatibility. The doctor wouldn't say that the patient didn't want to donate an organ. They would only say that the patient was not a match. Then somebody says, thank you. Hopefully the OP sees this. I've seen several questions like this pop up. I'm super conflict avoidant, so this would be the route I take personally. And then this person says, yep, it's absolutely a requirement for a living donor to be 100% willing and wanting to donate their organ without any sort of pressure or coercion whatsoever. So, I'm sorry, if they are being pressured, coerced, or otherwise forced in any manner whatsoever, including being paid for their donation, organ procurement organizations will not allow the potential organ donor to donate an organ. So, we got some information being shared. You guys, I'm going to keep this short. Go ahead and let me know. What do you think? Do you think she's an a-hole for not wanting to donate to her bully? I don't think so. In my heart, I don't think so. I don't think that you have to donate to somebody who has made your life a living hell. That's just me. I don't think so. Y'all let me know what you think. The title of this post was called, Am I the A-hole for purchasing an expensive item when my boyfriend is financially struggling? And the post was deleted, but someone archived it. Yay. Let's get into it. And no, you're not the a-hole. Background. My boyfriend, who's 42, moved into my apartment. She's 35. Last August because he could no longer afford his own apartment. He is an artist and has been financially struggling for the past 7 or 8 years. We have been dating for a little less than a year when he moved in. We live in a high cost of living area in the US, and I make about 110K, which is enough for me to live comfortably on my own if I don't want to save a lot of money. Ever since he moved in, I have been paying almost all of our common expenses, including rent, utilities, and some groceries. I also paid some of his expenses, a few $1,000s, when he was in need. My boyfriend was driving Uber and could barely keep up with his expenses. I don't want to paint him in a negative light, and I believe he is trying to be in a better financial situation. We are in a serious relationship, and I do love him. During the time that we lived together, my boyfriend's car got repossessed because he had not been keeping up with the lease payments. He has another car in storage, which is fully paid for, but it requires some repair work to be fully operational, which costs about $1,500. Last week, I bought myself a piece of jewelry that cost $1,200. Boyfriend got pretty upset about it and said I could have fixed his car with some of that money. He said he felt not prioritized. I do think I was being inconsiderate and insensitive about his situation, but I supported him from the beginning without being asked because I wanted to help him. And now it feels like it has become my obligation to pay both of our expenses. Am I the a-hole if I spend money on unnecessary things when my boyfriend is financially struggling? Edit. I just wanted to add some additional information and context. Boyfriend is trying to get funding to finish his project, which has the potential to be profitable. He is pretty sweet in general, and I like his personality. We get along well. I have met his parents and other family members. He has met mine on Zoom. We are serious about this relationship. He's 42 years old, ma'am. No, you're not the a hole. He should be, if he wants to pursue painting as a career, it should be profitable by now. Otherwise, he needs to get a job. He needs to be able to support himself because right now he is a parasite. He is a pest that is nesting and resting off of you. You are his host. He is taking your time, energy, and resources. He needs to be able to live on his own. He is totally a pest. He's a parasite. He is leeching off of you. Some of the comments, not good. Boyfriend is an expensive hobby. Are you sure you are up for it? One thing to pay living expenses you would pay anyway. Another animal totally for him to lay claim to your disposable income. So you, not the a-hole. Boyfriend, a big one. You need to sit him down and ask him what exactly he wants you to pay for. Ask him to tell you to your face what he expects because maybe if he's forced to say it, he will realize how bad that is for a 42-year-old man. And maybe When you, a 35-year-old smart, professional, independent lady, hear what he has to say, your eyes may be opened, but you need to have that chat. Follow up, please. This person says, LOL, boyfriend is an expensive hobby. So true. That's definitely a way to think about it. Not the a hole. You say you don't want to paint him in a negative light, but you don't have to, my dear. He's doing that all by himself. You said he's an artist, but if he's not working a regular job to pay for his own expenses and half of the living expenses that you share, then he is a leech. Give him 30 days to find a regular job. If making minimum wages beneath him, you'll have your answer. You can buy yourself something with your own money, and you don't owe him or anyone else an explanation. This person says, not the a hole. To break this down, financials only, you're making 55K and also paying child support of 55K. This sounds exhausting, and I bet his parents are praying that he doesn't become their responsibility again. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment for you. You should be much more grumpy about this, the level of disrespect, and he should be in timeout at his parents' place. This person says his parents are no doubt thrilled that their son has found someone to take care of him in their old age. And this will be the last screenshot. This person says he thinks you're his patron. This person says since he's getting nookie from her in addition to room, board, clothing, and everything else, he wants patron isn't exactly the term I'd use. Try sugar mama to this kept man. OP, you are not the a-hole, but you are also very gullible. This artist has zip zero, no reason at all to hustle his bustle and get qualified for a real job. If you want to be supporting this sensitive soul when you are 70, 80, 90, etc., then keep doing what you're doing because you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. A human lamprey who calls himself your boyfriend. This person says more like a homosexual. Yes, this is a homosexual. Y'all, I'm going to end it there. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment. I'm glad that more women are waking up to these jokes. This woman says, I broke up with him because I couldn't handle his jokes anymore. Me and my boyfriend had been together for 2 years. It was my first serious relationship. One ongoing conflict in our relationship is that I felt his jokes would be low key mean a lot of the time. I'm of the opinion all jokes have some truth, while my ex felt differently, apparently. There would be so many times I would get offended at a joke of his that I perceived as mean or snarky, and he would be like, why are you taking it so seriously? Relax. Stop getting offended. Obviously, I am just joking. I am more on the sensitive side, but I do have a good sense of humor. I just really dislike mean or snarky jokes. It feels very passive aggressive to me. The last straw was our fight yesterday. We are currently 3 hours long distance because he moved away for work and only see each other once every couple of weeks. I wanted to spend the day with him when he came back into town, and I dressed in a black top, oversized knit cardigan, jeans, and white sneakers. It was a cute but casual. It was a cute fit but casual. My style tends to be more on the casual side rather than dressed up. We were walking down the street and he pointed to a clothing store and was like, let's get you a new outfit. You dress like a bum. I got upset at this and was like, you know what? Never mind at this. Let's go home. She says, I didn't want to spend time with him anymore. He got annoyed and I said to him, what? Was that a joke too? He was like, no, I'm serious, babe. I got even more upset. I insisted that he take me back. We drove back to his place in wordless silence. When I got back, I took my things and told him I would be going home. I drove to his place. He was like, you can never take an effing joke. I'm sick of you're effing dumb if you thought I was serious. I reminded him that he said he was serious about me dressing like a bum. Then he was like, I was being sarcastic. You're effing annoying. I just wanted to do something nice for you by getting you some new clothes. You don't value me coming all the way here to see you. Let's just talk formal all the time if it bothers you so much. You can't take a joke. I got upset and started crying. I tend to cry easily, unfortunately. And he was like, here we go. Get some control over your emotions. I told him he was being rude as hell. He must have felt apologetic or something because he wanted to cuddle after all this, but I knew I was done with him. I could literally feel my love for him start to go away. He hurt me too many times. Today, I spoke to him before he went back home and told him that I don't see us working out long term. He asked me if I was really going to throw away 2 years of a relationship over me being sensitive over a joke. And I said, it made me realize we're not good together. And I can't be with someone who always offends and triggers me because their jokes are low key mean. He told me I was overreacting. I don't think I'm overreacting. I feel like we're just incompatible. Has anyone else been in a similar situation? I am glad that she has walked away because no, we don't deserve this. We don't deserve mean spiritedness. And why are you going to be with somebody that calls you effing annoying, effing dumb, and is sarcastic and mean? I understand joking, but our types of jokes sometimes aren't compatible. And this is not a good type of relationship. And who would want to live with somebody like this forever? This person says he's verbally abusive, not funny. He absolutely was saying those things to hurt you because hurting you makes him feel powerful and smart. Abusers, abusers have to be super charming, or no one would ever date them. So don't give in to him putting on his best behavior to try to lure you back. In fact, you should just go ahead, text him that you are breaking up, and then block him on everything so you won't be tempted to believe him when he says he'll change. In the future, if a guy makes a joke that hurts your feelings and doesn't immediately apologize when he realizes it didn't go over, then take steps um, to not let him hurt you again. He's not worth dating. This person says the bad jokes and bad timing are just one of several red flags. The name calling, gaslighting, and verbal abuse is straight up effed up. I'm reading all of these things for the ladies in video land that are watching these. You do not have to accept someone being mean to you for the sake of having a relationship. This person says 100% this. All of these actions come from the same thing. Someone with a fragile ego who needs validation and tries to get that by abusing others, aka classic narcissistic traits. He only cares about himself. That's why when you told him his jokes hurt you, he still chose tending to his own ego instead of your emotions. I didn't do anything wrong because that hurts my status. It's your emotions that are wrong because you are overreacting and sensitive. If you're unlucky, he will try to get back at you by love bombing and trying to play the perfect partner for a while, but that will wear off and then the cycle will happen again. Only it escalates a little every time. It's absolutely great you value yourself and refuse to be a victim of his personality problems. That's so powerful of you. If we taught everyone that, I believe the rates of domestic abuse would be substantially lower. This is a wonderful, wonderful lesson. So I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.